Hey, what's going on, guys? Someone requested that I do the IDXG and see what I thought about that. They did report earnings here this afternoon, and the stock spiked from $6 all the way up to almost $11 and then faded back. They had a pretty decent report if you dig into it. Here's the Yahoo Finance article on it. They raised $47 million. They've taken some steps to safeguard employees from COVID-19, the coronavirus and all that's going on, and they're going to perform antibody testing for COVID-19 in their lab in Pittsburgh. So, if they figure out something with that, that could be some really good news. And I'll put a link to this article in the description. So, let's take a look at the stock here. You can see on the daily, the 200-day moving average is up here about $7, $7.03. Again, this thing spiked to 1080. Why 1080? Because the most recent pivot high is up here at $11, so it went just shy of that. So if you open up the daily chart, take a look back. Let's look at the weekly. This thing, actually, I had a split here. It's been about 3.5 years ago, 3 years, 4 months, whatever, something like that. And it's pretty much flatlined since then. So they haven't been doing too much. If we pull it up and try to make sense of what's going on here, again, you see this $11 pivot point that it ran right up into. The 200-day moving average on the weekly is at 1477. So we would have to clear this again pre-market and spike all the way up. So I think the computers, this is the reason why I think it ran all the way up to 1080 and then faded way back to 7. Because the computer saw the COVID-19 and those words in there, and the algos ran it up after hours, and some retail buyers probably got in as well. But what I'd be looking at as far as in the morning goes would be a test and hold of $8, and then go back up towards that $10 to $11 area. And I mean, if it wants to break $11 in the morning, this thing could run to 1477, but it's that's kind of a long shot. But I will say the float over here is showing 436,000 shares, which is a super low float. Let me check Yahoo Finance on the float here and see what they say as far as the float goes. Let's see here, wait for it to pull up. All right, let's take a look. Float is showing, just want to double check, 3.76 million. So this is off over here, or excuse me, yeah, that's the float, so 436,000. And over here we're showing 3.76 million. Either way, it's still a relatively low float. 3.7 million, that's low, but if it's truly 436,000, this thing could really run in the morning if a lot of people hop on this one. So we'll see what happens. And there's only 18% institutional ownership and only 1.2% by insiders. So that's saying most of the people on the inside that work at the company, CEOs, CFOs, etc., don't own any shares. So if they have a lot of confidence, doesn't look like it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens in the morning. And shares short, according to Yahoo, is at 148,000 shares short, so not a huge short interest, which is represents short percent of the float. 3.89% of the float is short, but that's based on the 3.76 million. So we'll see what happens. This thing could make a run in the morning. So I just wanted to go over that. A person asked me to do a video on that one, and I wanted to do that. So like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for checking out Stocks Unhinged.